Hi, I'm Tom Dorsey, president of Dorsey, Wright & Associates. It's November 1st, 2013. Here's why we're doing this. A while back, we made a big recommendation and big write-up on seasonality. It's something that's been around Wall Street for decades after decade. There's an old market adage, and you've all heard this: sell in May and go away. So one day, Paul Keaton, one of my top analysts here, said, let's test that. Let's see how that looks by selling in May and going away. In other words, if we have a portfolio, let's say, of PDP SPLV, that's what we recommended. PDP is our technical leaders, or now called the momentum leaders. And SPLV is Standard & Poor's low volatility. I look at it as ETF alchemy. If I pour one glass into another glass, I have two separate glasses. That new glass that I pour them both in creates something different. If I buy 50% PDP, 50% SPLV, I've basically taken two glasses, added them together. Through ETF alchemy, I have a different product, and I have a better product because I've got a low volatility side, I've got the high alpha side. What we did is we said, okay, 50-50 produces a good product. What if we tilted it seasonally? Sell in May and go away. In other words, May 1st, we're going to reduce our equity position in PDP to 30%, increase the low volatility to 70%. And we'll hold that for 6 months until November 1st. November 1st, we will then increase our PDP position back to 70%, lower the low volatility position to 30%, and how did that work? Well, over time, it worked extremely well. Did not work every single year by any stretch of the imagination, but over time, it was well worth doing it. And you might even think about this in other investments that you have, is tilting them seasonally. And if you have the way of testing that, you can. If you don't have a way of testing it, we can do it for you on a contract basis. Now, what we do also is, if you look at our PIE, which is emerging markets, and you add EELV, which is emerging market low volatility, which, by the way, has a 4.5% yield to it, you add the two of those together, tilt it seasonally, you have a better product. If you take our PIZ, which is developed markets, kind of like Germany, France, Spain, the larger countries, and add the IDLV, which is the low volatility, by combining those two and tilting it seasonally, you create a better product. It's really interesting with exchange-traded funds. I call it ETF alchemy. So take a look at that, test it, see if it fits for your portfolios. We'll talk to you next week.